What's going on, everybody? I am back with another video, and I have been tasked with the challenge by Enduring Eagle, and he mentioned that he wanted to see me take apart the Axis lock from Benchmade. So that's what I'm about to do right now. So let's see how successful or indeed unsuccessful I am at at getting this done. So I have looked at it. It looks like this one. The pivot seems to be an unorthodox T9, and the rest is a T6. So I'm going to go and start taking these apart. I'm not really too sure what to expect, to be honest with you, but I'm going to start with the pocket clip as always. Just get that off the off of the knife. Let's start into the pivot here. Okay. Is this going to come off? Oh, well, that comes right off. Perfect. So that was actually indeed connected. And as someone pointed out in the past video, this is not an inlay. It's simply just that's the whole scale is just simply molded. This little whatever, I don't know what material this is, but this rubbery feeling material is just molded over on top of it. So it's very interesting so far. So let's get that out of the way. So here's a quick close-up of the Omega springs, I think is what it's called. Excuse me, just sneezed there. So this is a quick view of the Omega spring, or at least I think that's what it's still called. And of course the Axis lock, and this is how you, I'm going to hold on to it here in case it goes boing and goes across this, the floor here, which would be disastrous. So if I'm looking at this correctly, I'm thinking I'll probably have to take the entire other side off as well, which is something I don't want to do, but it's probably something I should do. So first thing I'm going to do is see if I can get this Omega spring out. There it is. Oh, it's literally a spring just coiled around this thing, huh? Really? That's all it is? Yep, that's all it is. So here you go. And let me go and get the other side off. Got another T6 on here. Oh, come on. I don't want to lose that. Put that over there. And then finally, this screw for the stop pin. I don't know if this is really necessary to take apart all of this stuff, but I might as well just do it. First time for everything. Actually, I wonder, does this actually come out like this? Okay, well the pivot comes out. It's really tight though. Not too sure. Oh, I guess it does just come out like this. I'm sure there's a trick to doing this, but I just don't know what it is, to be honest with you. All right. Any bets I can do this without injuring myself today? Wow, that seems tight. Go. Finally got that out. There's the other side of the pivot. We'll just drop that in there. Here's the other side of the scale. There it is. Let's get this other Omega spring side. Let's get that out. And here is, so here is the part of the axis lock, which you actuate with your thumbs here. So, let's see here. All right, let's drop that in there. These two should just come apart because it's nothing but a stop pin. There we go. All right, well, here you go. And here are all the other parts to it. So you guys can see these are essentially the T6s, and also that hold around the body and the scales. And of course, you got the pocket clip on this side. We got the pivot, and then the two longer screws that go into the spine. And then we got the axis lock itself, along with the two springs here that you know, act as a, like kind of a return for the axis lock. So, all right, well, let's take a look down here. So we just got a stop pin, and I'm leaving those on. And since I've already got this open, I might as well just go and do a generic spot treatment for this, of course. So let me go get some alcohol, rubbing alcohol prepped up, and I'll be right back. All right, so got myself some rubbing alcohol. Just see here, get these all shinied up. There we are. Start with the pivot. Yeah, what the heck, we'll get the blade too while I'm already on here. Not too bad. I mean, for the most part. While this is a used knife, it's been pretty clean. This is a little dirty. Let's see here. Okay. Get the washers all cleaned off. So you can see they are phosphor bronze washers. There we are. Cool. Well, that wasn't too bad. Rather painless. Get that out of the way. Oh, the blade is still really kind of dirty-ish. Whatever. Okay, well, let's go grab some, what the heck, I'll just grab some grease. It's the only thing I have on hand right now. Okay, so let me figure out my plan of attack here, since putting this knife together is going to be a bit of a challenge, but we'll figure it out. So this is obviously the non-show side scale, so I'll just put a drop of a dab there, and I'll just spin it around, kind of coat that whole entire area. Oops, that didn't. All right. There we go. Get that. I'm going to spin this around. So there's that. Going to lube up this side. All right. This is just going to distribute that grease a little bit more evenly. I'll flip this bad boy over. All right, cool. So now there's going to be grease on both sides. Okay, cool. So we'll start with the pivot. Where's that non-show scale? Here it is. Okay, so the first thing I think I'm going to do is get the blade. Well, can't really do that first. Got to put this back in there. Oop, come on. So put that back in like this. Actually, you know what should I do? Or what I should do, I should say, is get the Omega springs back on there first. So let's see, this side goes on this side. And this side goes on You could, well, actually, no, I can't do that. Do this side first. So that would just hook right on, just like that. All right. See, now I can go in like this and then lock it back into place. There we go. Never took apart one of the more classic, you know, Benchmade Axis locks. I don't know if they're the same as what I'm seeing here, but I mean, hopefully they're somewhat similar. Let's see, this is going to go like that. So it's going to seat right in there. I think what I'm going to do also is, well, let's get the pivot in there first. So it is a captive pivot, which means that is notched on one side. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's going to go in a very specific direction. Come on. There we go. So get that back in there. So we got that part done at least. Now the other part is I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this the screw back in with the T6. There you go. So that secures the stop pin at least, and then we'll go ahead and secure the other side, I'm sorry, the scale to the whatever this middle bit is, this metal piece here. Okay, so now we're gonna drop this bad boy on. Let's see here. Pull that back, drop her on, come on, and then I'm going to lock it open just like that. All right, so far so good, guys. And I'm going to go like this. Come on. See, that actually definitely goes on the outside, so go down. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Actually, no, because that is the reason why I don't want to do that, because I'm not going to be able to get this little piece of metal on. So we'll do this first. Go. Pull this back. Let's see, pull this back, put it on, then rotate it up like so. All right, I think I got that part on. All right, so then we'll pop the pivot pin out back again. There we go. Almost there. There we go. Wow. That was, I don't know what to say about that, but let's continue on. Probably the worst time putting a knife together ever, for me at least. So let me, where's the pivot at? We'll just stick this pivot screw back in there because I don't want to deal with this one again. So yeah, I'm sure there's a better way of putting this together, but I apparently am not very good at this. Put that back on. Oops, that's, yeah, that would be, put the other side back on already? Or that goes in, oh, there it is. All right, so this does go here. All right, so far that is good. Now it's just a matter of putting all the screws back in. Okay, well, I have to definitely say this was probably not the best experience of taking this knife down. And I'm sure a lot of you out there are just probably just laughing at me right now. But this is seriously, if you haven't noticed, my very, very first time ever taking apart an Axis lock. It is not really what I thought it would have been, but, well, I guess, come on. There we go. All right, well, there it is, guys. Let's see what the action is like on here. Let's see, it's this thing. There we go. Get that adjusted. Yeah. All right, well, that's good enough. I'll mess with the pivot later. But there you go. That's my almost near fail attempt at removing the, or not removing, taking apart the Benchmade Axis lock and then trying to put it back together. Ow. Ooh, I think I just cut myself. Yeah, definitely not a very good experience. I'll have to try this again some other time, but right now, yeah, this is probably possibly the worst experience taking apart a knife. It is a little bit fiddly with the Omega springs and all that. Trying to put it back together. It's almost like trying to put back together like an integral handle, where you got to kind of maneuver the blade into place. And I mean, it was kind of a bit annoying, but yep. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Questions or comments, or even mainly, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be giving me suggestions on how to take this thing apart and put it back together next time. But yeah, I really didn't do a great job. All right, question, comments, leave it below. Aside from that, take care. Have a nice day. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.